Hey everyone, welcome to Career Camp 2021. My name is Guadalupe Hirt, and I am here with my work wife, Barbara Brooks, and we are excited to share 5 tips to play your age card to your advantage. On the agenda today, we are going to be talking about gendered ageism and the realities that women over 40 and 50 are facing. We're going to be talking about 5 unfounded myths about us as workers. But yet we're going to be talking about the one workplace equalizer that, ladies, we all have. 14 desired skills employers seek. You're going to be having time to do your own worksheets. And lastly, we're going to send you home with some homework. So let's dive in.
So a little bit about Second Act Women. We're a membership community bursting with information, education, workshops, and the like, really to support you and to help you advance as we all together fight and combat gendered ageism. We're here for you, and this community is made by you in that I'm 54 and Guadalupe is 48. And we're just so happy to have you here and taking part in playing that age card to your advantage. So just a little bit about me is the company was started by the two of us in 2018. Why did we start it? Because we couldn't get hired. Yes, at 51, I myself and Lupe both experienced gendered ageism. Now, for me, I didn't realize that's what it was until much later on. But I will tell you that we created this company for you, as we said a moment ago, because we need to do something for women over 40 and 50 that are leaving the landscape of jobs. We're being furloughed, we're being pushed out. Basically, as Lupe likes to say, we're all being aged out. So my background is in corporate marketing and public relations and biz dev. And we created this community, again, specifically for you.
And hey everyone, my name is Guadalupe Hirt. I am 48. Unlike my work wife, I come from the entrepreneurial background, but when I was 45, I want to get into corporate America, but just like my work wife, I experienced the same. I got the Dear Jeanette letters, just like probably many of you have, and decided that, you know what, after years of experience, you think it would have been easier than that, but it wasn't. So just like Barb said, we decided to do something about it. Now, what we want to kick off and let you know is that you are not imagining your experiences. You are not alone. The fact is, sadly, these statistics prove that ageism, specifically gendered ageism, is alive and unfortunately doing too well in corporate America. 75% reported age is a career search disadvantage. Look at these statistics. The fact that, during COVID, women over 40 and 50 were the largest group of unemployed during the pandemic. 92% of DE&I initiatives don't include age. The reality is that corporate America is really in a higher young trend. Even as we bring years and decades of experience to the table, we are continuously being aged out. That all has to change because age is a value multiplier.
Absolutely. So here are just a top 5 myths that we have come to know. And you're probably going to recognize more than one of them. The cost of business. They really believe, corporate America believes, that we cost more, and nothing could be further than the truth. We're not as productive. Really? We're not as productive? We're not adaptable to change? Now, how is it that they feel just because of our age that we are not adaptable to change, when in actuality, you'll learn a little later on, we do not lack tech savvy. We do not lack the idea or the want or the need for change. And the fact that us being overqualified is a bad thing? Who says so? Age is your superpower. That's right. So let's bust some of those myths. The fact that we're too expensive, we call BS. We are 5 times less likely to leave a job. You know what that means? That means they're saving money by not having to train, retrain new hires. We are natural born multitaskers. I'm just going to go a little old school. When was the last time you remembered us doing the whole record, hit the radio station at the same time, trying to get your favorite song on a cassette, and just all the things that we had to do from the 80s on when it comes to multitasking, pre-technology, or should I say digital. We're highly adaptable to change. We're extremely flexible. We had to learn to adapt to change for so long, since really the 70s and 80s, when we were latchkey kids, when we were, making changes in our own lives again without tech or digital out there to make those decisions for us. But here's an important thing. They say that millennials and zennials are digital natives. We're tech natives. PCs, cable TV, right? Cable TV, Walkmans, Pong. We all remember Pong. Those are tech products that were actually created by Gen Xers and boomers in the 80s. So no longer can we allow them to say we are not tech savvy, because we are. And lastly, there's no substitute for our tenured experience. There just isn't when it comes to our soft skills. Then add on top of that our hard skills and just the things that we're going to further investigate a little later on into this program. You have to remember that there is no substitute for what you can bring to the table, your value, you, yourself, and all that you've been through on and off the job.
Amen to that, girlfriend.
Right?
So with that said, don't believe what they're saying about you. 5 tips to play your H-card sister to get hired and to your career advantage. So let's dive into what these are. First and foremost, all right, raise your hand out there virtually if you know that you have got some pretty wide and deep network connections. I mean, we were those that, first of all, actually met in person. We didn't always just send text messages or connect solely just on LinkedIn. We built rapport. We built face-to-face connections, and those ladies go so far in connecting and helping you get where you need to go and tapping into and helping you, giving you the resources. So in this case, when you find yourself at the career negotiating table, talk about some of the relevant boards or the groups that you belong. We all know you're out there hustling and making connections, and it's these everyday connections that can go far and help you even take your career further. When you find yourself in front of an HR expert, or you're contributing to a program, for example, recommend some experts that maybe you know within your network for workshops, programs. Show that you bring value by the fact that you're connected to a wide array of different experts that maybe they don't have access to. We all know that you've probably worked with clients in different capacity. Maybe you've hired them, maybe you've worked alongside different client networks, but at the end of the day, introduce them. You're always able to kind of influence and affect the bottom line if you take the time to look through your network and play it to your advantage. Productivity. So yes, we know that there is a hiring young trend right now in corporate America, but let me reassure you that there are tons of research and studies out there that prove repeatedly that intergenerational teams boost the bottom line. Why? Because when you have diverse thinking and you have diverse learnings and experience at the table, that's when the most beautiful ideas burgeon. And so with that said, showcase how you can be productive in your team. Maybe highlight the methods, the tools that you use to organize your day. So maybe you're familiar with, Monday.com, or you use HubSpot. The fact that you can highlight some of the technologies that maybe they use in the workplace will give you a foot into the door as well too. Now, don't get me wrong, you can also still use your traditional planner, because I know my girl Barb loves the traditional planner, but also show how you can, marry those two systems to be as productive as you can in your teams. Share examples that reflect how you manage your time. Right now, time management is huge, and it is something that our younger generations struggle to accomplish. So how do you keep yourself working every day, moving through your day and producing content or producing and meeting deadlines? Showcase some of those examples to show how you're kicking butt and taking names at work. Then mention projects that demonstrate results, collaboration, and conflict resolution. There is something to be said about, again, working with your younger and perhaps even more seasoned counterparts to get things done. So before you walk into your interview, make sure you have these already itemized on your document so that you can share those readily with the hiring recruiter. So you know what you want. Seasoned workers, we want stability. So, and the fact is that probably many of us, unlike our younger counterparts, because I know Barb mentioned earlier on that we are 5 times less likely to leave our job than our younger counterparts. Why? Because we've already been there, done that. We know what we want. So discuss your tenured job history and your milestones. We all know that you've had probably distinctive careers at your previous jobs. Highlight why you were there, what you liked about those jobs. Be complimentary about maybe the people that you worked alongside, your managers, but then also highlight the milestones that you and maybe even your team helped to accomplish on behalf of that company. Mention how perhaps maybe your at-home responsibilities have shifted. Maybe you no longer have to pick up your kids from school. Maybe you have a little bit more time now on your hands because maybe now you're working, able to work remotely as well too, as in addition to being in person. But talk about how you now have more time on your hands to be able to contribute and learn and keep learning on the job. Share your career vision and their role in that picture. What do you want to be when you grow up? Talk to them a little bit about where you see yourself and where you see them contributing to helping you get to where you want to go.
On our way to number 1, we have hard skills. Now this one should be very easy for you to rattle off in an interview and or write and put on your CV. So discuss ways that you've actually applied some of those skills that you've acquired to help drive revenue, to help drive a sales impact, or any desired result that your employer or manager, or you yourself as the manager, were looking to achieve. Write that down and be boastful of it. Be boastful. Be boastful. I said that 3 times. It's okay to brag about your achievements. A matter of fact, that's an area that we lack when it comes to showing our confidence in the job interview and or on that CV. Number 2 is provide past on the job skills development. Okay, so did you learn SEM? Did you learn about Google My Business? Did you learn about how to analyze statistics when it comes to SEM, search engine marketing, or Facebook's analytics, or anything that may be new and, let's face it, may prove to them that you understand today's technology, digital, and or anything that is new that you know they need for this job. Number 3 is highlight your future plans of growth. There is no wrong, a matter of fact, there's all right in having a career vision, as she mentions earlier. We highly encourage you to have a career vision. And that means, much like you would put together a project or a plan, literally writing down your career vision so that you can express to your employers in your summary on your CV and in the meeting that you will get what your future plans of growth are. That further implies you are ready to be stable and stick with that company. We're all about helping you create what's called stickiness in your interview. It all helps. So, on our way to number 1.
Oh, girl, yes, right? And so here we are talking about the one at the very top of the list, what we like to call the workplace equalizer.
Equalizer. We're not talking Queen Latifah, because she has a new show called Equalizer.
Yeah, I know, right? So just take a look at real quick here at this quote. It says, today's best talent may show up as masters of the newfangled with the latest and greatest methods, but what they're missing are the old-fashioned basics. In essence, the reality is that there is a generational skills gap afloat, and that is where you, my fellow Gen Xers and Boomers, really come in to be a generational rock star. It's soft skills. All of those skills that you cannot open a workbook. You cannot open a book. You can't learn online. It is something that we innately have been taught. We've grown up learning, practicing, we've fine-tuned through the years, working with a myriad of different types of personalities and bosses. The idea being is that every time you show up, you rock it with soft skills. And so this is definitely your workplace equalizer. What are some of those generational characteristics? Well, let's highlight just a few here for you, but there's plenty. Let me reassure you. At the top of the list is independence. The idea that you can discuss an idea, perhaps maybe that you've presented or worked alongside with a team to address a particular issue. This is the fact that you can work both independently, but interdependently as well too. So this is a beautiful way to highlight the fact that you bring a very diverse skill set that right now, many of our younger counterparts are still working towards fine tuning. We talked about adaptability earlier, busting that myth. The fact maybe that you can mention situations where you've adapted change. Maybe you were put on a team where you needed to use new technology, or you were asked to present and create programs for something that it was a new product launch that you had never worked on before. The idea being is, how did you get out of your bubble? How did you move into new spaces to be able to think out of the box and create solutions that moved the company forward or moved that project forward? And we all know, because you are too, as we are too, is tech adept. That is a soft skill that many people are looking for. Now, we're not talking about the fact that you know particular technologies. This is simply the fact that we have got legacy knowledge, because like Barb said, we are some of the original founders of technology, and we have found ways to bridge that legacy technology to current modern day digital technologies. So what have you learned? How can you maybe best practices, or perhaps maybe even previous tools and technologies that you used, and how can you marry those to the skills that are being requested today? Those are just some ways that you can play up your soft skills.
And here's the deal. We hear a lot from recruiters of major global companies to your everyday local startup, that the thing that we are unable to restate in a job interview are some of our top level soft skills. Yet those are innate in who we are. Why can't do we feel it's too boastful? Do we think it's too braggy to say that we have great work ethic, or prove that we have loyalty to our teammates and to the company, and our communication skills are there? Because again, that's innate. I mean, we started talking on phones, with the dial-up and everything. So, we really want you to take heed on these top 14 plus the 3, and integrate some of these words into your CVs, into your discussions, into your engagement online, into your interviews, so that they understand that you have innately these soft skills, if not all of them. I mean, how many of those right now can you tick off and say, yep, right? Now, here's what we want you to know. We have double highlighted 3 key top shelf, as we say, skills that we, again, because we have your back, are hearing are very important for you to mention and make note, and or showcase that you have grit, you have resiliency, and inclusivity is the key. So how can you integrate these top 3 at least skill sets, soft skills, into your discussion, so that they understand that, yeah, you're a culture fit? Enough said.
Snap to that.
Oh, so next we want you to get out your worksheets. That's right, homework time. It is time for you to literally put pen to paper or fingers to your keyboards and play that age card. Learn to play that age card. By the way, when we say play your age card, we're not saying literally, I know Lupe and I do all the time, talk about our age. We're not telling you to overtly say, I'm 55 and I'm here and, roar, hear me roar. We're simply saying, as we said earlier, play your hard and soft skills and all those other, really those top 5 keys to use as your age card. All right. So listen, you have worksheets. We want you to commit, literally, put it on your calendar. If not, do it right now and commit to doing our worksheets. And bonus, we have a bonus homework assignment as well. So pull those out. Take this recording, take this deck, and really, really get to work on playing your experience, your tech skills, your knowledge, your grit, inclusivity skills, and all of that so that you can land your next job safely and securely. All right? Get to work, girlfriend. Now, welcome back. How'd you do? How did you do? Are you ready to get out there and land your next job? Land, switch, careers, all of that? We know you are. And for that, we want to celebrate your successes. Confetti time! Woohoo! On behalf of Second Act Women, myself, Barbara Brooks, proudly 54 years young, and
Guadalupe Hirt, proudly 48.
Thank you, and we wish you all the best. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us at hello@SecondActWomen, or on Facebook. We have a thriving Facebook community of badass women from across the globe that are here to support you in your life, career, and business. All right, get out there and make it a great day.